All right, welcome. Today, we are going to dive into how you can transform your presentations from something people just sit through to something they actually remember and talk about later. We're going to get into the art of the visual aid, and believe me, by the end of this, you'll have everything you need to build presentations that really land.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. The classic death by PowerPoint. You're staring at a slide that's just a wall of text, and the presenter is, well, they're just reading it to you. It's the fastest way to watch an entire room of people mentally check out. But what if there was a really simple, powerful way to escape that trap for good?
Well, the solution is all about thinking visually. And this isn't just about making your slides look pretty. This is actually about neuroscience. See, our brains are literally hardwired to process images way faster than text. And if we leverage that one simple fact, we can unlock a totally new level of communication.
So, first things first, visuals just make complicated ideas simple. Instead of trying to explain some intricate process with a huge paragraph, you can just show it with a single, clean diagram. This helps your audience get the main idea almost instantly, so they don't get lost in all the jargon.
Think about it. A slide crammed with text is basically an open invitation for people to start checking their phones. But a really powerful image, or a sharp, insightful chart, that pulls their attention right back to you. Good visuals can turn what would be a boring monologue into a dynamic, really engaging experience for everyone.
And visuals also provide proof. I mean, it's one thing to stand up there and say, hey, sales went up. It's a completely different thing to show it with a chart that has a clear upward trend. When you present your data visually, you're not just making a claim anymore. You're handing over cold, hard evidence.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? Let's get practical and break down the essential tools you've got in your toolkit for building a much better visual story.
We're going to focus on three absolute essentials here. The classic slide presentation, which is great for structuring your story, the infographic for telling a narrative with data, and of course, charts and graphs for making sense of complex numbers in a flash. Each one has a really unique job to do.
All right, let's start with the tool we all know and, let's be honest, sometimes dread. Slides. The real key here is to stop thinking of them as a teleprompter for you and start seeing them as a visual backdrop that makes your message stronger for your audience. This slide really says it all, doesn't it? It shows the huge difference between a presentation that works and one that doesn't. Over on the left, you see all the common mistakes. Jam-packed slides, way too much text, crazy animations that just distract everybody. We want to live on the right side. We want to embrace minimalism, where every single slide has one clear job to do. It's all about clarity over clutter.
And a huge concept here is something called visual hierarchy. Just think of yourself as a tour guide for your audience's eyes. Use a big font for your headline, maybe a pop of color or bolding for a key number. You're literally telling them, hey, look here first. This is the most important thing. You're controlling the whole flow of information. It's incredibly powerful.
Okay, now let's talk about data. This is where so many presentations just die. They get dry and boring, but honestly, with the right visual tools, this can become the most exciting part of your entire story.
Infographics are an amazing tool for telling a story with data. They blend icons, charts, and just a little bit of text to walk someone through a complex idea or the key results from a big report. The real magic of an infographic is how it can take a mountain of information and distill it down into one single, easy-to-understand visual story.
And of course, choosing the right chart is absolutely critical. As you can see, each chart type has a very specific job. A bar chart, perfect for comparing different groups, like sales numbers in different regions. A pie chart is for showing parts of a whole. But hey, little pro tip, please avoid those 3D pie charts. They actually distort the proportions and can make your data misleading. And if you're trying to show a trend over a period of time, a line chart is always your clearest bet. Using the right tool for the job means your data isn't just seen, it's actually understood.
So, we've talked about the why and the how of visual aids. Now let's pull it all together with 4 super simple, fundamental rules for success. Think of these as your guide for creating great visuals, no matter what you're working on.
Rule number 1 is the golden rule. Keep it simple. Your job as a presenter is to remove the noise, not add to it. If a picture or a word or a line isn't absolutely essential for getting your point across, get rid of it. Trust me, less is almost always more.
Okay, rule 2. This one sounds so obvious, but you would be shocked at how often it's ignored. Make it readable. Use a clean, simple font. Make sure your text is big enough so the person in the back of the room can see it.
And always use colors with strong contrast, like dark text on a light background. Don't make your audience squint to get your message.
Rule number 3 is all about embracing the emptiness. Don't be afraid of white space. Seriously, that empty area around your words and your pictures isn't wasted space, it's breathing room. It helps reduce clutter and makes the important stuff on your slide pop even more.
And finally, our fourth rule, focus on relevance. Before you add any image, any icon, any chart to your slide, just ask yourself one quick question. Does this actually help clarify my message? If the answer is no, or even if it's just a maybe, leave it out. Every single thing on that slide has to earn its place.
So if you take one thing away from all this, let it be this. Your visuals are not just decoration. They're not some fancy flourish you add on at the very end. They are a core part of your narrative. And when you do them right, they don't just support your story, they are the story.
So as you get ready for your next presentation, I want you to think about that. Don't just plan out what you're going to say, think about what you're going to show. What story is your next presentation really going to tell?